Sometimes you need to change something up and, I suppose, do something differently. And today I'm going to do that with the format of my videos. Well, instead of doing a talk-in video and a time-lapse video, I will do two separate ones. And this is the video where I talk about what I did in my painting. Hello and welcome. My name is Charlambos. I go by Bob. I'm not your typical painter. And today I'm going to show you the progress of my current painting, my Kalambaka painting. I took some time off from working on this painting in order to do another painting, my cat painting. I did some videos about it. During that time, I hung this painting in my house and I got a very good look at it, and I analyzed things I needed to do to complete it. Actually, I filmed some footage prior to working on it, but I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to start fresh because it was a while back. But some of the things that I wanted to tackle were the mountains right here. I thought the trees were not that visible, so one of the things I wanted to focus on is give an illusion of little itty-bitty trees in the distance. And besides that, I really wanted to work on this area here. This is an actual town, and I tried to painstakingly recreate it in the distance. And citizens of Kalambaka, I am so sorry if I misplaced your home or I created a new building that doesn't exist there. I tried so hard, but at some point you realize you get stuck somewhere and you might make a mistake. And I'm pretty sure I made some mistakes in that area. It is pretty small. As you can see, the size of the area when I hold a quarter up. The color scheme I was going to use throughout this is not that bright. The houses in the foreground are going to be obviously more brighter red. I'm going to exaggerate the red, and I'm going to keep it exaggerated. But the ones in the distance, they're going to be more of a muted, kind of pinkish red. That way I establish a sense of distance, and that's definitely one of the objectives of what I'm shooting for. Depth and distance. For an idea of the colors I use, as you can see, most of them are very neutral-like. I rely heavily on zinc white to get that neutral look, because it's going to be in the distance, the mountains I'm painting and all the other things. So they have to be, in a way, washed out and not that colorful. And to get these, it's a combination of a lot of actual colors, if you believe it or not. One color I don't use though is black, and the way I achieve darkness is using usually alizarin crimson and viridian. And these other colors I rely on a lot are a combination of possibly a little more viridian, a little bit of cobalt blue, and there's actual hints of cadmium red. And then also, to get some highlights, I use a combination of yellow, cadmium yellow, and then cadmium yellow pale. And then to complicate things more, sometimes it's actually a mixture of everything to get like slightly different tone. Kind of like this blue here is more cobalt blue and a tad of viridian, and then mixed in with the white with alizarin crimson and some more viridian. It's a lot of mixing. Sometimes you have to get the slightest variation to get the right tone. As you can see from my painting, there's a transition of cool to warm, and that has to do where the sun is. And I tried to emphasize that transition from cooler to warmer by implementing a lot of variation of colors. Also, you'll see very little use of yellow here and there, and then more of it towards here, and also more alizarin crimson, more cadmium red, and it has to do all with the sun. going back to the actual painting of this painting, one of the things I did is I did a lot of blurring because it is in the distance. You don't want a lot of sharpness. I tried sharpening buildings a little bit in the distance so they could stand out, but everything else I was trying to blur a little. One way I did it is by using these two paint brushes. These are my very worn out paint brushes that I've kept for a very long time. They're Winsor & Newton's. They're a sable / synthetic blend, Scepter Gold 2s. They are worn out, as you can see, but they come in handy when you want to kind of blur some of the colors. For example, I would use my actual paintbrushes I use for actual painting, which are my Da Vinci black sable brushes. I like them because they have a nice sense of firmness and softness for detail, and these are my main staple brushes that I use to kind of lay out color, and then I go back into it with my actual regular brushes to kind of like blur them out a little. And if I really want to get some detail, I use these tiny brushes right here. They are my Princeton brushes. Surprisingly, I bought this one a long time ago and it held up pretty long, and I ended up buying more because I actually kind of liked how I could implement little details. I have a actual 1801, which I use when I really want to get little lines. Besides that, other little things I was looking into is the little roads that are very minimally visible. Hard to tell, but there are roads in that mountain, and they're very scary to drive in. I would love to bike there actually, but that'll be another year, and I need to lose some weight. Anyhow, my plan of attack going forward in the next few weeks is to continue working on this area here. I already began here. I might go back into it a little more, but pretty much weave my way towards that end and work on the river a little more, and then slowly go downwards to detail the buildings. And this is probably where all the fun's going to be. And the mountain will probably be one of the last things I'm going to attack. Maybe some of these buildings here. But I have a feeling the mountain will be the last thing, because there's some things I want to capture in the mountain that I haven't achieved yet. I want it to feel like it's actual rock, smooth and rough, because you got a combination of both on there. I want it to feel that if you put your hand on it, it'll scrape some skin. Yeah, I know that's gruesome, but I just am a believer in texture or creating an illusion of it. Anyway, if you made it to the end, thank you for watching. If you want to see me actually painting this, check out my time-lapse video that I'm also going to upload at the same time. Again, my name is Charlambos. I go by Bob. I'm not your typical painter. Thanks for watching. Bye.